esa selección. Centro que va muy tocada la frontal del área pequeña. Disparo. Segundo de Rafinha, segundo de penalti, segundo y el colegiado. Y el rebote Andreas Pereira. Los dos futbolistas en cuanto a posición. Pero Brasil por delante.
Let me tell you something. Before a single whistle had blown in Miami, the footballing world already knew how this story was supposed to end. Scotland, a nation that has never, not once in its entire World Cup history, made it past the group stage. Brazil, a five-time world champion, the most decorated nation this sport has ever seen, arriving in Florida with Vinícius Júnior in the form of his life. And yet, Scotland came into this game with 3 points, with hope, with a genuine shot at history. They needed a result. They got a nightmare. Inside 7 minutes, it was already over in spirit. Scott McKenna, Scotland's center back, got caught dawdling on the ball deep in his own half. Brazil's Rayan read it instantly. He nipped in, stripped McKenna clean, and laid it directly into the path of Vinícius Júnior. And Vinicius, he didn't rush it. He took 2 composed touches, rounded Angus Gunn like the goalkeeper wasn't even there, and rolled it into an empty net. Cold, clinical, cruel. 7 minutes, that's all it took. That's what elite football looks like when you make a mistake. You don't get a second chance. You don't get time to recover. The best players on the planet are waiting, and they do not miss. Now, here's where it gets absolutely wild. Because Brazil were so dominant in that first half that Vinicius actually put the ball in the net 3 times before the break. 3. The second one, around the 25th minute, he capitalized on another moment of hesitation from Jack Hendry, but this time VAR stepped in. The referee was called to the monitor, watched the replay, and ruled that Vinicius had fouled Hendry in the build-up. Goal disallowed. Scotland survived, barely. Then, right on the stroke of halftime, Lewis Ferguson made a goal line clearance that will be remembered in Scottish football for years. A certain second goal, clawed away by sheer desperation, but even that wasn't enough to hold back the time. In first half stoppage time, Vinicius rose to meet a Bruno Guimarães cross, a perfectly timed, perfectly placed header, and it was 2-0. Gunn and Nathan Patterson both caught flat-footed. Brazil going in at the break with a stranglehold on this match, and the XG numbers, Brazil 4.46. Scotland 1.13. That's not a football match, that's a physics lesson. Scotland came out after halftime with something to prove, and to their credit, they tried. Scott McTominay sent a header toward goal that forced a reaction save from Alisson Becker. Kieran Tierney tested the Liverpool keeper too. There were moments where you could see the Tartan army believe again, could see fans in the stands daring to dream, but then came the 60th minute. Bruno Guimarães, who by this point had already assisted once and was running the midfield like he owned it, muscled through Kenny McLean, found the angle, and slid it through to Matheus Cunha, Manchester United's Cunha. Cool finish, 3-0, game over. Scotland's World Cup dream hanging by the thinnest of threads. Now let's talk about what really happened here, because the scoreline is brutal, but the story is deeper than 3 goals. This was a match decided by individual errors, but also by a fundamental difference in quality between 2 footballing worlds. Scotland are a hard-working, well-organized team. They beat Haiti, they drew with Morocco, they showed real character in this group. But Brazil, under Carlo Ancelotti, who by the way just became the first Italian manager to reach the World Cup knockout stages since Fabio Capello in 2010, Brazil are operating on another level entirely. Ancelotti's team attempted 11 shots in the first half alone, their highest before halftime in a World Cup since 2018. Bruno Guimarães provided 2 assists in a single game for the first time in his international career, and Vinícius Júnior, 4 goals in the 2026 group stage. That ties the Brazilian record for a single World Cup group stage, alongside Ronaldo in 2002, Neymar in 2014, and the legendary Jairzinho in 1970. That's the company Vinicius is keeping right now. That's who Scotland were asked to stop. And here's the subplot nobody is talking about loud enough. Neymar came on as a substitute in the second half, his first appearance for Brazil in 981 days. 981 days. The last time he wore that yellow shirt was October 2023. This was his moment, his return to the grandest stage, and the crowd in Miami went absolutely electric. He came on, touched the ball, played some flicks, drew some fouls, and reminded everyone why Brazilian football still carries that special magic. He's now just the 4th player ever to represent Brazil at 4 different World Cup finals, joining Djalma Santos, Cafu, and Pelé. That is an extraordinary list, and Scotland had the honor, or the misfortune, of being the team on the pitch when he made his comeback. So where does this leave everything? Brazil march into the round of 32 as Group C winners. Ancelotti's side will face the runners-up of Group F, and they look every inch a genuine contender for this entire tournament. Scotland, meanwhile, face an agonizing wait. They sit on 3 points with a goal difference that has taken a serious hit from this result. Whether they finish as one of the 8 best third-place teams across the entire tournament, that gets decided later. Steve Clark said after the game that his players are empty. He admitted they were probably going home. He wasn't wrong to say it, but he also said they gave everything. And honestly, you could see that. The heart was there. The quality at the crucial moments wasn't. Because that's the lesson from Miami on June 24th, 2026. At a World Cup, you don't get to make a mistake in the 7th minute and shake it off. You don't get to dawdle in possession in your own half when Vinícius Júnior is 15 yards away and already scanning your blind side. Scotland were punished for every error, and the man doing the punishing was one of the most dangerous attackers on earth. Brazil didn't just win this game, they sent a message to every team left in this tournament. They are here, they are serious. And if you switch off for even 1 second, they will not forgive you. Scotland found that out the hard way.